Welcome to We're Talking Bears,
where we bring you the latest in the Chicago Bears experience.
I'm Uncle,
Nephew,
and I'm Son,
and we're talking Bears.
Welcome back to We're Talking Bears 2024, and I'm so excited, nephew. Man, it's like this is the year. This is our year. I'm feeling it. We're here to talk about the undrafted free agent class that's coming in for this rookie minicamp.
Right.
A lot of these guys it's the luck of their lifetime, but some of these guys they're going to be in and out pretty quick. But hey, you get to this point, you got a shot on a pro team. Something everybody dreams of that loves the sport, getting out there and just, hey, shooting your shot, trying to prove that there's something that you have that's worthwhile, that Ryan Poles and Eberflus and the guys should keep you. So I'm excited. I'm excited for this episode. Hey, I'm also excited. We're about to hit 200 subscribers. Thank you guys for subscribing to the show. We're going to keep bringing you content all off season, and then we're going to have a ball during the regular season.
Yes, sir.
As these Bears shred Lions and eat Packers and rip Vikings to pieces, man. That's going to be the fun.
Always is.
Yep. So, hey, like and subscribe. Do your thing. Thanks. We're going to keep doing our thing. So, man, jumping into it, there's some of these guys that I really like from this free agent class. And then there's some guys that I just don't, I don't know. I feel like maybe it was a cousin of an uncle of somebody that was quite important. You know what I'm saying?
We'll check you out. Yeah.
Right. I mean, this is my third cousin. He has about 2 student loans need to get paid off. We need him to get a little choppy job.
Oh, not the student loans. Not the student loans. He had to be playing ball in school if he's here.
Some of these guys look like they were a walk-on.
That's insane. I can't even lie to you. Because if you walked on college and the pros and made an undrafted free agent, you're pretty good.
You're pretty good. But, when you look at some of the numbers, because when you get to that level, the athleticism is so insane.
Yeah.
Just the difference in athleticism between a regular human being and these guys is, it's minute, but it's phenomenal. You know what I mean? I've had the pleasure of coaching a couple young guys that have phenomenal athleticism. You're talking 7th and 8th graders that can run a 5-second 40 on a laser. So it's no, oops, my thumb is fast. Like you're going through a laser.
Right.
And a 5-second 40 for a kid whose, muscles haven't fully developed.
Yeah.
Is fast. And when they get out on the field with the other kids their age, it's like they can close on anybody or leave anybody. It's just like, later, I'm out. Those are going to be the 4.4 40 guys, when they're junior, senior in high school.
Right.
Which is, ridiculous. That's that could be a 4.3 guy in college.
Right.
But so let's dig in. I'm gonna pop this kid up, Bates. So this is a tight end out of Kentucky. Kentucky, good school, tough competition, no garbage. This is for real. He's 6'4" and a third, 246 pounds, so he's got NFL size. He's not fast. He's 4'8", 6. Just think about what we were just talking about. I've coached 8th graders that could run almost with this guy, and he's a grown man. Right. So not quite there, but almost with him. And for a tight end, he's not slow. You know what I'm saying? But he's not fast for a tight end. And you look, his agility looks good. So there, his numbers look good. What do you see anything from his results in college? What do you got?
Say that again.
I said, do you see anything from his results in college that Bates, the tight end, that makes you say, hey, this guy might be all right?
I mean, I'm not sure. I think I know he's gonna have some stiff competition getting onto this team. And even if he's able to make the practice squad or something like that, getting on the field is going to be a challenge. But I'm not sure. I'm not gonna lie, man. So I'm not familiar with the 9 guys that we picked up. I looked at some of the numbers and some of them look impressive. But again, just seeing what they're able to do when they get out with the field is going to be the main test for me, because of course they probably have some credentials underneath them to be able to get looked at even. I'm sure they have some skills, but we'll just have to see how it translates. We'll just have to see how it translates. There were a couple guys that I saw that we picked up at some positions of need, and I'm thinking potentially they may be, if they're good enough, some guys we can add into some of those spots. We'll just have to see. I'm not familiar with Bates, to be honest with you.
Okay,
What do you
that's
think
cool.
about
That's cool. Yeah. So moving on down, we got a guy Reed, quarterback out of Western Kentucky. Now we've heard, a little bit about him in the news. I don't think he's got a prayer. I mean, Bagent was the best quarterback as far as yards and touchdowns in college to date, right?
Right.
And then you come back and he had a good showing on a weak team. He
Right.
went 2-2 when we were just not a strong team.
Right.
And so, what are you going to say? I don't think you have a prayer of going ahead and defeating that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, man, boom. I mean, I think it's, I guess you got to have a camp body at that position.
Right.
And I guess you got to, I think they brought in an old pro backup. And I think he's the one that's going to push Bagent a little bit, because right now Bagent's fighting for QB2,
Yeah.
even though in his head he's fighting for QB1. I guarantee you in his head, when you see him interview, he's not sitting there going, oh, yeah, I'm not, he's like, yes, Caleb's our QB1. He's got a lot of talent. And he's sitting there thinking, don't let me get on that field because I'm taking your job.
Right.
Which is the attitude we want him to have.
Right.
That's the attitude we want him to have.
For sure.
And
I mean, to this guy's credit though, Austin Reed, Bajan was an undrafted free agent. So I mean, hey, if he has the attitude and the skill set, we'll see.
For sure. Well, let's jump to somebody that I like here. Keith Rudolph Jr., defensive tackle out of Illinois. 6'3.5", 296 pounds. That's the reason I like this guy is purely competition. Michigan was the #1 undefeated team in college, won the national championship. He had to go up against them. There's literally film of him against the best team in college. There's film against him against Ohio State, Penn State that brings tough. Wisconsin's a tough fight. Iowa's not easy. So there's film of this kid battling some of the best linemen in college. And so I think this guy has a legitimate shot, right? This guy might end up on the practice squad because if he's got, and I didn't look at the Michigan film, but if he's got good film against Michigan, then that bodes well. Obviously, he didn't get blown up, or they wouldn't have. If he was laying on his back getting blown up, they wouldn't have hired him.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So you look at that. So I'm kind of happy about that. So everybody did something.
I see what you're trying to do. I see what you're trying to do.
Yeah.
I see what you're trying to do. I like him too. But I think there may be a little bit of a Illini bias going on here.
There might be some Illini bias.
Might be a little bit of Illini bias. I'm like, yeah, okay. You sound really excited about this guy.
You might have caught me.
Right. But again, you know what? The defensive side of the ball, man, if he's able to come in and make a difference, I definitely believe that he has the opportunity to get on that team. Absolutely.
For sure. And checking it out, there's another kid who's a defensive tackle out of James Madison. This kid, again, 6'3.5". He's lighter, 274, but his numbers for defensive tackle are crazy. He ran a 4.77 40. He had a good shuttle, great 3-cone drill, incredible jumping ability. That translates into knocking that ball down on things like field goals and punts.
Right.
More field goals than punts. This kid, athletically, he's incredible, right? Yeah. He's just he's light for a defensive tackle, but that doesn't mean that he can't play some edge. You know what I mean? And they with the Bears program, you sit this guy for a year, he could put on 10, 15 pounds of muscle and he's right there. Right. He puts on 15 pounds of muscle, he's 290. you know, he's right there. Maybe as athletic as this kid is, he can be a future 3 technique. Maybe. I don't know. We're gonna, you know, we'll see. We'll see. You know, first of all, you gotta shine against other rookies.
Right.
You go into rookie camp, you gotta shine against the other rookies. You gotta prove, because Poles hires a UDFA every year.
Yeah.
He hires one every year. You got to be the best one.
Yeah.
And if you're the best one on the Bears, you got a shot. You know, we absolutely love our UDFA linebacker.
For sure.
Right.
Jack Sanborn, my boy.
Jack Sanborn, man, when that dude hit the field, we're like, what? They found this guy for nothing.
Yeah.
You know, and BAGENT came along, he did his job. BAGENT did his job, you know.
Right.
And so what they call him, secret BAGENT man.
Right.
So we you know, I want to know of these guys, who's the UDFA that is you know, that's special. Here's another one out of Howard University. So the one of the historically black college in the university is Howard.
Of course.
This kid Ian Wheeler, thick kid, 203 at 5'10". So thick kid, 4.39 speed. He's a burner, right? The only thing he's like I'm gonna relate this kid to a Dodge Demon, really fast off the line, but doesn't turn really well. Look at his agility scores.
Yeah.
The shuttle and the 3-cone, you know, he's like a Dodge, man. It'll take you on the track at the quarter mile, but if you got to turn,
right,
because you were wishing you were driving a Ferrari or even a Toyota, you want to hit these corners,
right.
you know. That's kind of what, which is, I'm not mad at you. If you're a running back, you're 5'10", 203, you know, maybe by the time you get through, you know, pro training, you maybe 5'10", 208, and you're going, boom, you know, you're just going to go full speed and thump, fall forward. Fine. But let's see where he ends up. You know, I think, to me, just by the numbers, this Cromar kid has the best chance of becoming a pro on our team. But you know what? The numbers honestly don't, you know, they don't mean nothing when you hit the football field. That's cute. Great. You know, there's a lot of fast guys that aren't doing anything. There's only one Tyreek Hill that's super fast and can get it done.
Right.
You know, there's a lot of track stars. It's like, great, you're really fast.
Right.
But you know, did you see that? I hate to digress, but I got to digress. Did you see the post from Austin Rivers? Is that the kid's name, the basketball player?
I saw it. We can take 30 players from the NBA and put them in the NFL. Can't take 30 players from the NFL and put them in the NBA.
And the reason I believe that's true is because those 30 guys from the NBA, he might be right. Because there's a 53-man roster, and you can sit them at the back of the roster. They never hit the field, and no one would know that they don't belong there.
Oh man!
It is on the NBA bench. They'd be like, "Who's that? And why is he here?"
Right. You heard it, JJ, and we're talking Bears.
Man. Hey, the other side of that sentence is until they put on the pads, put on a helmet, and Derrick Henry's running full speed at him. You go ahead, basketball man, tackle Derrick Henry. You know. Until
he just looks at guys like LeBron. He's like, oh, he's big.
Right. He can play. You turn the corner and you're like, well, I outweigh Khalil Mack. Step in front of him.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. Khalil Mack's 250. You're 260. Step in front of him.
Right.
See how that ends.
Right.
It's 330-pound guys that have been doing this. Right. When Mack turns the corner, or one of the Watt brothers.
Right.
Okay, you're a 300-pound basketball player. Step in front of JJ Watt.
Right.
Go ahead. You know, boom. Tackle Sam Laporta when he's running full speed, grabs the ball out of the air. Come on, man.
Man, JJ, you know what? I like JJ Redick as far as a basketball player, but he has some interesting takes that they don't go over with me. He said something like Stephen Curry plays more physical than Larry Bird or something. It was something crazy. He gets more physical. There's more physical play on Curry than there was on Bird. That's what he said. JJ, that's what I'm saying. We can't necessarily quote JJ and take him too seriously.
This was Austin Rivers.
That's right.
that said the 30 thing. Yeah,
Man,
but they're
these
all
guys in
not.
general,
This
they all
is
make
just
some interesting
ridiculous.
takes. You're right. I'm sorry, JJ. You didn't make the dumb take this time, but you made some. You made some.
It's
No, I
ridiculous.
just no. You're right. You're right. You're right.
It's ridiculous. And you talking about a combat sport?
You're right.
You know, yeah, okay, yeah, right. And a baseball player can just wake up and become an MMA star.
Right. Right.
No, no. He walks in the cage. He's knocked out or submitted in the first round.
But you know what? This is the funny thing though, and I don't want to digress too much further either. But a lot of times people don't respect the actual sports that they look at it and they say, "Oh, yeah, I can do that." One great story I like to point out. I don't know if you remember Kimbo Slice. He used to be on the internet going crazy for knocking people out. And it was like, "Oh, this guy's really good. He should fight MMA." He got into MMA and he was getting destroyed. You get what I'm saying? Because it's like you can box, like you're a good boxer, but you're a street fighter. Like you street brawl, they put it on the internet. You have to fight people now that actually fight.
Right. Hey, there's something when you're trained to block and counter and stuff like that.
Right.
I mean, just my little fun with martial arts that I had. You know, the guy that trained me, when he was training me to block and counter, I didn't even know. And in the middle of sparring, my brain just kicked in. Dude tried to wallop me with a roundhouse. I jumped back and responded and hit him so hard he went with a roundhouse. And I was like, wow, I didn't even know I could do that.
Right.
But you know, it's like an expert is training your body to respond faster than you could sit there and think, you know what I should do is no.
Right.
You know, you're like literally boom, you're responding in you know, the thought is gone in a millisecond.
Right.
Yeah, move, boom,
Right.
boom, boom, and it happens. So, you know, these guys have been training,
Yeah.
you know, like instantly. Oh, this dude is running this route. He's about to catch the ball. It's moving at this angle. He's moving at this speed. I'm running through him.
Right.
you know, you know, and all that happens like that.
Right.
Boom. So yeah, you know, and by the same token, I give them their respect. You get up there, sure, you can. Hey, a guy can dunk, so I can dunk. You know, I can't dunk, but I'm saying a guy can dunk, so I can dunk. Okay, go ahead now. Try to dunk on an NBA player.
Right. Right. Yeah. It
No,
sounds easy. Look, it sounds
sounds
easy.
easy. Oh well, I can dunk, so therefore I can dunk on an NBA player. No,
Right.
no, yeah, you know, you can dunk in the park. That's cute. You got the hops and the heights.
Right.
But then now you have a guy that spent his entire life training to block your garbage. He knows exactly when to
Block
go.
your garbage.
Stop. This is silly, but I digress. Let's get back to the undrafted free agents.
For sure.
So we did. So here's a cat. This cat's a cornerback, and
Ready.
this is one that I didn't quite understand. Just from the numbers, his numbers are not good.
Right.
Like,
well, you just said somebody's cousin got a call and somebody's relative. Maybe this is that. Maybe this is that. Because his numbers don't look great.
He's got a great name though, Reddy Stewart.
Then that's probably what he did. He probably got a good agent, somebody to talk him up real nice.
Hey, you know one thing though that can happen. I'll tell you one thing that can happen through this type of stuff is when this is going on, there's attitude. You know what I mean? Attitude counts. You know, the way you hit being a leader on the field, that counts. You get a kid that's a leader on the field and he can outplay a guy with better numbers, you know, because he just gets the team going. And you know, he's always it's like a TJ Edwards. TJ Edwards, his numericals aren't great, but man, come on. We know that boy can play ball.
Right.
But you know, it's just flat out his numericals aren't fantastic.
Right.
There are faster linebackers in the league throughout the league. But so what? I'm rolling with TJ.
Right.
Same thing with our undrafted boy on the other side. Both of them out of Wisconsin.
Yeah.
You know, Sanborn.
Yeah, Jack.
I'm rolling with Sanborn.
Yeah.
I like it when Sanborn gets on the field. I know the other team is not going to like it.
But you know what? It seems like at least knows that much. That like you have to cultivate a culture of that right attitude. You get what I'm saying? Even if it's the guys from the undrafted free agents, whatever, that has to be just what the team is about. You get what I'm saying? So I think he's done a good job of getting guys to have the right attitude about the game, love the game, and they want to play some ball. So that's a good thing, man. And I think probably the guys that we see here, I couldn't think are any different, because Poe seems to be good at getting guys like that. But I agree with you. Some of these guys are not going to be around for the season, and that's okay. This is a great opportunity that some people don't even get. So not to trash talk any of them, because they obviously have some game to get here. But for sure, man, the attitude is everything, man. And I feel like these guys probably have that. They probably at least have that much to even get
and
this
you think about it, based on Bears history, one of these guys is going to stick. One of these guys makes the 53-man roster, and or at least practice squad. And with that sentence, if football's been your dream your entire life, you made it through college, you made it through Division I or D2, and now here you are, you only have to beat 8 guys,
right,
to be that one.
Right.
That's a fan. I mean, that's the odds just finally swung in your favor.
Right.
You only got to beat 8 dudes.
Right.
Here's another one. This guy, Theo Benedet, 6'7", 295-pound offensive lineman out of Canada.
Mm-hmm.
This guy is, for an offensive lineman, is super athletic. Right. For an offensive lineman, he is fast. He is agile. He can jump. He's got length. He's 6'7". I think this guy is a project guy. Yeah. You know what I mean? I think they're just like, look, he's got all the all the intangibles. Let's stick him around, put 20 pounds of muscle on the kid and see if he can still move.
Right.
I think this guy, not just purely based on all of the incredible numbers, I think he's going to get an opportunity to stick around, practice squad, and work out for the next 2 years and see if he can, he's got to gain a little bit of weight to be NFL size lineman. He gets up to 315 to 320. He's in a good range, but he needs to put on 20 pounds, but he's got a lot to learn also, because British Columbia isn't, home of football. It's not Alabama.
Right.
So, he's, but I think, you give this, just looking at his numbers, you got to give him some time and find out, because if he can play tackle at all, he is a lightning fast, fleet-footed tackle, right. Which, if that gives you an extra second or half second to get the ball out, that's enormous.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah. And so, yeah.
This is what I was saying, man. Guys like this, I feel like have an opportunity, because these are spots of need anyway. So if he can come in and add something to our offensive line, that's huge.
Man, yeah. And I think, I think it'll be a while.
Yeah.
It'll be a while before he gets a chance. Did I show you LeBlanc?
You did.
I showed you. He is not an athlete as far as pro athletes go. Yeah. Like college athlete, he's probably great. In high school, he was phenomenal. Right. But as pro athletes, he's got none of the numbers, right?
No.
He's just yeah.
Okay at best, right?
Camp body, right? Like if he makes it, my jaw's on the floor, because his will overcame his entire physical everything, right?
Yeah.
The only thing, he's reasonably tall, 6'2". Right. But he would, if he was a tight end, he'd be fast, but he's a slow wide receiver with not a lot of agility and not a lot of strength.
Yeah.
He's doing something right.
Another relative. No, I'm just kidding.
His middle name is McCaskey.
Right.
I don't know. And did I show you Jones, the linebacker?
Oh yeah, I checked out Jones.
Okay, yeah. So he's light, and he's fast, but he's got to put on 30 pounds easy before he's NFL size.
Right.
So man, but I you know what? It's going to be fun. We're here in the season. It is undrafted free agent time. And, that is a fantastic thing. What are you going to do? 2024 undrafted free agents are here. And that means rookie camp is about to start.
Yes,
and Caleb's going to be throwing his first balls. It's rookie camp. And, we got Rome. But we got some UDFAs that are going to go out there and try to play ball with these guys. And they should.
Right.
It's their chance to stand on the stage with guys like Rome that were in the national championship, guys like Caleb who won a Heisman, you know, and hey, if you're a football player and you didn't spend all your life, you want an opportunity whether your numbers say you're slow or not.
Right.
Right. Because if you move the right way, you get in the right position, you understand what's about to happen and you get your step before the other guy gets his step. There's not that much difference in a 20 or 30-yard pass or 10-yard pass. It's not that much different. You know, you not, if you're running the full length of the football field, you're not catching Rome. But you know, if you're trying to defend him between the 0 and the 10, you know, flat out speed isn't even close to everything there.
Right.
You know, technique is way more important. If he's going all the way downfield and Caleb's throwing it 65 in the air, you're probably in trouble.
Yeah.
Yep. You know?
Yep.
Yeah.
That's what I'm looking for.
Right. I want to see that happen too. We should do that a lot with DJ, Rome, and Keenan.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So anyway, you got anything else, man?
No, man, I'm excited as you are, man. I'm excited to see the rookies get out there, the undrafted free agents, and see what we got out of them. Hey, I'm ready to get going, man. We got a little time left, but the season will be here in no time, and I think our team is shaping up nicely.
Sounds good.
Nicely.
Hey, well, I'm Uncle.
I'm Nephew.
And we're talking Bears.
Bears.
Bear down.
You know it.